as a trader, your number one goal should be to control your losses and avoid them, right? It should be to filter out the bad things and leave only space for the good things, right? And this is why I always say not every day is a trading day. I myself didn't trade today because the market conditions were shitty, right? It was very horrible. And this whole month, it's been disgusting. I don't know for other indexes, but for NASDAQ, it's been so many choppy days. And I feel like it's a huge reason why I had that losing streak last week because I shouldn't have been trading those days, right? Again, not every day is going to be the perfect trading day. And if you want to be that millionaire trader, you should only trade on the perfect days. You should only trade your A plus setups, right? So that was my number one point, right? Market conditions aren't always going to be in your favor. You're going to have choppy markets, you're going to have slow markets. And if you don't know how to spot a choppy market, at least for NASDAQ, I made a video on it a while ago and I just explained how to avoid getting chopped up, right? At least for NASDAQ, it gives you a couple of hints that it's going to be choppy for the day. And I mean, it makes sense. It's going to be slow the first 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's going to move in fake outs, like it'll spike and then it'll go down and then it'll go sideways again, things like that. You've seen choppy markets. And I remember as a beginner trader, I would chase money those types of days and I would get stressed out easily because I would expect moves to happen that would not be happening because it's choppy. There's low volume, right? So you have to avoid trades that are in bad market conditions, at least for breakout traders. I myself am a breakout trader, right? I like fast markets. I like high volatility. I like, trending days where the market knows its direction. And on choppy days, there is no direction. And if there is, the direction is gonna go up and down, but just slowly, okay? Number two, I would say sometimes as traders, we get very emotional at either losing or at real life, and it could affect our trading. Those are the types of days where you should take a break, right? Maybe something in your personal life happened, then avoid the charts. Okay, maybe, I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know. If something personal is affecting you like really bad, avoid the charts, okay? It's going to affect your trading, right? Sometimes also you just need a break from the charts. Like I've lately, especially last week, I found myself excited for the weekend and just like taking a deep breath and not having to attend the charts. And I don't know, sometimes it just feels good not to trade. And once you get to that point, you'll really realize that, you know, you're just waiting for the setup to come to you. You're not chasing trades. But the next thing that kind of tells you shouldn't trade, and these days are rare. And I mean the days where it's insane. Like news volatility, FOMC days, NFP, CPI, whatever it is, those types of days. I don't want to say like every news day, but like there has been days, at least for NASDAQ, where it's crazy. Like I remember this one day, it was last year. It's something in Japan happened. I don't remember. I can't remember. But I remember seeing a 1 minute candle that was 500 ticks. And it was just insane. Unfortunately, like I did trade that day. I made money, luckily, and then I left. But a lot of people lost a lot of money that day because the markets were moving way too fast. You could have made a lot of money, but you also could have lost a lot of money, okay? Next thing I want to talk about is discipline over action. Just because you didn't take a trade today, it doesn't mean you're not gonna make any money, okay? You're not getting paid for your time. You're getting paid for the decisions that you make, You're getting paid to manage your money. You're getting paid to save the money that you make, right? So not taking trades is fine. Missing out on trades is fine. Okay, you're saving your money at the end of the day, right? And that leads me to my next thing, which is risk management. And I can't stress how important risk management is. If you're not focused on risk management, you are too focused on the money that you are potentially going to make and not on the money that you are going to lose. Okay. If you go into every trade thinking that you're going to lose a trade, then you wouldn't risk as much as you do right now, right? That's why I trade micros right now. I'm not fine with losing $1,000 on a trade, but I am fine with losing $100, $200 on a trade, right? Manage your risk. I can't stress that enough. And the easiest way to manage your risk is to take things slow. I can't stress that enough either. If you take things slow, like me, you're not expecting anything. You're not rushing anything, right? You're letting the markets come to you. You're letting your setup come to you. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about, which is kind of off topic, is just if your strategy doesn't tell you what to do, you don't have a single edge in the market. You don't have a system. You need to have a strategy that tells you, okay, when this happens at this time, then do this. Once this candle closes right there, then do that, right? Your strategy shouldn't be, oh, but it could do this and then it could do that. No, your strategy needs to be like a checklist, right? For me, for example, once I see a candle closure below a certain zone, then boom, that's my sign to get in, and then stop loss goes either above the zone or above a wick. That simple. You need to have a strategy that gives you an edge. If you don't know what an edge is, it for me is basically just a system. It's basically just you following a checklist and not having to worry about your emotions, right? It's your trading going on autopilot and you trusting the system. Okay. But that's all I really wanted to talk about. I didn't really trade today, so I couldn't do a trade recap. But I wanted to stress the importance of being fine with not trading every day. Okay. It's probably better that you trade less times in a week than more. Okay. But, anyways, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. And thank you for watching.